Hi everyone, well, it's been a bit of a bad weekend for me. Man United have just lost 7-0 against their biggest rivals. I can't believe it. It's funny because the result today is actually less bad than yesterday. Because when Arsenal scored that last minute goal, I felt absolutely devastated. I felt actually quite depressed. I thought, I can't believe this. That's Man United's chance of winning the league pretty much gone now. And honestly, I felt quite devastated. I thought, I don't believe this. That's it, the chance is gone. But now with this one, because it's so it's like, I think if the result's obvious, good or bad, it's less devastating than if it's like really close. That's what I find. Because yesterday it was so close, and I thought I desperately wanted Man City to at least be 3 points off Arsenal instead of 5. And I hated it when they scored that last minute goal. I felt quite, oh my god, I can't believe it. But today, because it's 7-0, it's not actually that bad really at all. I mean, it's bad, but it's worst result, I think, against the rock troubles, but it didn't feel that bad for me. It felt less bad for me, if that makes sense. So for me, it felt like, for me, it felt like a less bad result. It didn't feel quite as bad as yesterday, because it was an obvious result, 7-0, it's obvious. So it's not so much of a shock, whereas yesterday it was like a last minute thing. It's a bit like kind of with Man City winning the league. The last 4 of the 5 seasons they won the league, and even when Liverpool won it in 2020, the one season they didn't win it, that was obvious because Liverpool were like at one point 25 points clear, which I don't like to say, but at one point they were, and they've ended up finished the second highest, not only points tally, but the second highest gap between first and second after Man City's 100 points and the Man United 19 points clear of Man United. Man City 19 points clear of Man United in their 100-point season, in the same season, which they did really well in, and it's a similar thing. But with this one, it's like, because it's so close, if Arsenal draw one game and Man City beat them at the Etihad, guess what? It's level on goal difference and Man City go top. So it's like too close. It's almost too close. I almost wish there was more of a gap. And I think it's Man United's worst ever result against Liverpool in the league. I think it's their equaling top flight worst defeat. And I think it's Liverpool's biggest win ever, Man United. It's just ridiculous. Man United still 7 points above Liverpool. Man United still third. So it's not the worst thing ever. It's not like Man United, near the bottom, but. Yeah, it's a shame. I didn't even watch it. The thing is, not most people who kind of scream and shout and everything, and if their team's not winning, or kind of kick and make a fuss. So I've known some people, not really people I know, but just people of, like I said, I know, friends who made a massive fuss, who don't like their team losing, they kick and shout and everything, and they start throwing things. But me, I'm not like that. If I'm not losing, I'll just not watch the game. I'll just turn it off. What's the point of me watching? If I'm at the game, I might obviously watch. You can't just leave if you're at the game, but I'm not going to kick and make a fuss if if they're losing. I just won't watch the game. Even if it's 1-0, I'd rather just not watch it. I mean, why? I'd rather not watch it. What's the point of me watching my team losing? I'd rather just not watch it. I don't say anything. I'll be quiet. I'd just rather not watch the game. I don't even tune in. And it's funny, I've had that with Man City. With Man City, I never watched Man City Tottenham when they lost 1-0. I definitely want to watch. I said I support Manchester United on my team. I also support Man City a little bit. But yeah, because yesterday with Man City, winning, it was fine, but then with Arsenal winning last minute, that made me feel a bit depressed. Was in the outlet centre, and then today not as bad. Like I said, if it's an obvious result, like I said, for me, I find if it's an obvious result, it's less bad. Like good, if the result's bad or good, if it's an obvious result, I don't feel as devastated because it's an obvious result, so it's not that bad. But if it's a really close one, that's the thing. That's why this title race is actually quite frustrating, because Arsenal 5 points clear, and then. As I said, it didn't really matter too much about Liverpool. If Liverpool were top of the league, then I would have felt a bit more like shit. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because Liverpool and Man United aren't winning anywhere near top 4. Liverpool aren't fighting for the title. But Man United are now. Man United are officially out. I thought they were officially out yesterday. Arsenal winning the games last minute. I'd pray Arsenal don't win the league. Like I said, Man United still 7 points above Liverpool. But yeah, I said it's our arch rivals. It's a hard one to take, but it's not nearly as bad as I thought yesterday. And it just really realises how much I dislike Arsenal, how much I dislike Liverpool, how much I support my team Manchester United, and how much I support Man City as well. I desperately want Man City to win the league. I really desperately want them to win 3 in a row. I feel like I'm almost basically I am a Manchester City supporter. Manchester United are always my number 1 team, but I kind of do support Man City as a second team. I really do. I said this before, my video I did about a year ago, called Football Teams That kind of I support, whatever. I see them as brothers. I've got a brother, so perhaps it's sort of like, brotherly thing, but I see Manchester United and Manchester City as brothers, not just by the namesake, but I don't know, yeah, whatever. Anyway, Liverpool 7, Man United 0. I can't believe it. I was watching, I just can't believe it. Like I said, it's not really on Eric Ten Hag. The players need to do better though. it's just ridiculous. That's not on. Not for such a big rivalry. Manchester United, they need to do better than that. They're still in Europa League last 16. Real Betis, FA Cup, they're at home to Fulham, and then they're third in the league. But let's be honest, the 40 points of Arsenal, that's not going to happen. It's going to be City or Arsenal to win it. Hopefully City. And then yeah, they've won the Carabao Cup, so it's going to be 3 trophies potentially. They're not going to win the league. It's going to be League Cup, which we've already won, FA Cup and Europa League. But yeah, I'm absolutely gutted. Is what it is. Like I said, it doesn't feel as bad as yesterday. Yesterday when Arsenal scored a last minute goal, that felt worse to me. That felt worse, and it might surprise you. It's only Arsenal. I suppose it goes to show how much I fucking hate Arsenal. Really, I dislike Liverpool the most, which I do. But when Liverpool won the league, it wasn't close. It was an obvious result. Liverpool were going to win. Liverpool were way ahead. But with this one, because it's so tight, I desperately don't want Arsenal to win it. I don't like the name. I've said it before, sounds like Arsenal. I don't like the name. I don't like them at all. I don't like any of the London clubs not having London in any of the clubs. Arsenal could be in fucking Scotland. I didn't even know Everton was in Liverpool. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, hopefully Man United win at least 3 trophies this season. But yeah, bit of a not very good weekend for me. So yeah, not very good weekend, but hopefully it'll get better soon. Yeah, this is what's going on my thoughts channel because yeah, you can probably tell why. So yeah, oh well, it's just football. Who cares? So yeah.